Nation, welcome to Science Saturday. I'm your host, Robin Penguin. Pickups. I'm not talking about borderline dad puns used by desperate people in awkward social situations, seeking self-serving pleasure through status-enhancing but rudimentary mating practices. I'm talking about the ridiculously impractical dad vehicles that many with borderline personality disorder purchase under some misguided and self-serving status enhancement belief. The vehicle in question was once a modest career tool of the everyman doer, but in the last 50 years what is passing as a pickup is not only a travesty of that, but an environmental disaster on par with a weekly Exxon Valdez crisis. The Ford F-150, for example, has been the best-selling vehicle in the US for more than 40 years, during which pickups have not only become more high-tech, but bigger, bulkier, and more impractical. What was once workhorses have become grossly oversized lifestyle vanity vehicles whose cabs have doubled while the beds shrank. Indeed, the first generation pickups were 36% cab and 64% bed by length. Now those numbers are reversed, with 63% being cab and only 37% bed. Just what people think they're picking up with such tiny carrying capabilities is beyond comprehension. And data from firms like Strategic Vision show more than a third of today's pick-me-up owners never even use their truck for hauling, and 2/3 never use it for towing. Instead, that power and ruggedness, the two traits most associated with pickups, have created roadways buckling under the average 32% increase in vehicle weight, a tenfold increase in fatal vehicle pedestrian accidents, largely due to massive blind spots these monster vehicles now have, and the fact the majority of the brunt force in a collision now happens to the head and torso of the pedestrian victim rather than previously with just the legs. Even with vehicle-to-vehicle collisions, pickups are more dangerous, with drivers now 2.5 times more likely to die when colliding with a pickup, and those numbers don't drop even when both vehicles are one. Ford may say safety is a top priority, but since most safety improvements added to vehicles over the years have been incapable of keeping pace with the overconfidence of increasingly distracted drivers, the single point of failure and risk with large vehicles remain the operator. What computer programmers call an ID10T error. Ha, 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 ha. I don't get it. And despite a majority of citizens having acknowledged there is a global climate crisis that needs immediate action, with 80% of new car sales being pickups and other oversized vehicles, it's clear that the most selfish in society, which is also a majority of society, can't even pretend to talk the talk anymore, never mind walking any of it. Which may be why Alberta, the pickup capital of Canada, has the highest and loudest percentage of complainers about both gas prices, despite consistently having the cheapest per liter gas in the country, and is the most vocal opponent to carbon pricing. Mind you, DUZA BEAR tells me he's netting credit on that, with his annual carbon rebate having exceeded not only the carbon tax he's paid, but since coming into effect the rebate has exceeded his total gasoline costs each year. Even last year, when he was driving to work every day and then moved across country. Mind you, the Bear drives a properly maintained 5-speed manual transmission Toyota Echo, whose fuel consumption rate beats most hybrids, and not a 7,000-pound Wagonero Deluxe King Cab with exterior hand grip stepladder and a cargo bed smaller than most of their owners' genitalia. Ooh. And now this. Nothing appears to be happening. I don't know about the rest of you, but since we've moved to Alberta, I find my sinuses have changed a bit. The drier air has removed a lot of the pollen allergies I have, and instead I seem to be more allergic to dust. I say that because I sort of knew that was coming on. Is somebody going to carry me off, or shall I just fall to my death? Fine.